Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gear Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to review Only Murders in the Building Season 2. Now this is much too late. The show has come out like maybe 4 months ago and there has been so much going on. There has been so many shows that I've been talking about, so many shows I've been reviewing, so many movies. Because of, as you remember, the clusterfuck that was 2020. There was so many things that were piled up and coming out, and there was just so much going on that I hadn't had the chance to finish and watch completely Season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. Now, Only Murders in the Building is one of my favorite shows going right now because of the dynamic between the 3 lead characters, Oliver, Mabel, and why am I blinking? I just like all of a sudden blanked on Steve Martin's fucking character's name. Yeah, Charles, on Oliver, Mabel, and Charles. You know, because they are such a unique they're such a unique combination. I mean, when you got Selena, Selena Gomez, and you got fucking Steve Martin, and obviously Martin Short. They're so different people, you know, they're such different people, but their dynamic works perfectly. Like, Oliver comes off, like, in the dynamic, Oliver comes off like the really cool uncle, like the really cool, flamboyant, like, fucking eccentric uncle, and Charles comes off like the awkward, weird, but sweethearted father, and Mabel comes off like it's like I say, it's an interesting dynamic of a trio, but it works. It just does, and those 3 together are just so fantastic that they just carry the whole show. Season 1 I had such a blast with. Plus, on top of it being a comedy, it's a legit murder mystery. And it was an interesting murder mystery because these 3 people, and like, it's really a fucking, beautiful to see that, no matter your age and whatnot, that we can, like, because that's kind of one of the messages of the show, is that we have that no matter your age or the time period some of the people were born in, or the situations, there are things that we like in common. Like, that's what books and entertainment does. And the fact that these 3 people who have lived very different lives had one thing in common, which is their love for murder mystery podcasts. Like, that's just fun, because, like, that's how that works, right? I mean, if you've ever seen a Comic-Con event or been to a Comic-Con event, you know more than anybody the just different kind of people. There are people who come from, shitty neighborhoods. There are people who come from high-class neighborhoods. Like, you can have a conversation with someone, you never know. Like, nerds are everywhere, and people are into entertainment, which is the beauty of entertainment in general, is entertainment brings people together. It's why it's a beautiful thing. It's why I love entertainment, TV shows, movies, and whatnot, because although you're sitting at home watching it, or in the movie theaters watching it, and you're having an isolated sort of, event, even at your own house, there's someone out there who's watching this as well, who, if you ever met, you could have an amazing conversation with them about this. And I think that was a fun twist to bring them together, is that these 3 people who have totally different lives, they all love this particular thing, and that brought them together. But either way, Season 1 was a great murder mystery. We wrapped it up. We found out who killed Mabel's old friend. We found out the mystery of we found out mysteries of the past. Lots were revealed. Turned out the murderer who happened to be one of the main character's girlfriends. But yeah, like, we found out a lot of stuff. Season 2, but it ended with their landlord in their house, because the whole show takes place in a building, in this big building that's for basically people who are rich, basically rich people. It's rich people's building, because, I mean, you got Sting from the Police living on the top floor. But either way, Amy Schumer randomly shows up in this season too. It was out of nowhere. It was weird, but kind of funny at the same time. Either way, like, their landlord is killed in the end. Final scene, and Mabel is found, blood on her sweater, with the actual killing utensil in her hand, with the murder weapon in her hand, and they're arrested. Now, we know as the audience that Mabel didn't kill her, never once for a second throughout the course of the show. And they tried to play it. Like, I don't know. Because Mabel, if you've watched the show, you know that Mabel said that she has dreams about someone breaking into her house and her killing them with a knitting needle. And she just so happened to have a knitting needle in her hand. And the woman who they hated, because this bitch, Bunny, oh gosh, she was such a bitch throughout the entirety of the first season. I mean, they already just called her a bitch. And she was so annoying, and she was just up their asses, and she was just in the way. So when she died, I didn't think much about it. But of course, in great murder mystery / storytelling fashion, throughout the course of the season, you learn more about Bunny. I mean, you learn more about all three of the characters, but Bunny in particular, you learn more about her. You learn more about the way she thought. You learn that she wasn't that bad of a person. It's tough. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's tough to, like, when you're doing a job like that, when you're the landlord and whatnot, you can't be but so, you know what I mean? Like, these aren't your friends. These are your fucking, these are people who are supposed to pay you, and you can't be but so gentle with them. She's still kind of crotchety, but you learn that she isn't that bad of a human being. She definitely didn't deserve to die. And the more, like I said, the more you learn about Bunny, the more, I'm not gonna lie, the show made me feel bad. Like, it made me feel bad for season 1. Season 1, I hated Bunny. Then you learn more about Bunny and you're like, God damn it, why you gotta do me like this? Now I feel bad that she died. Either way, you learn more about all of them. Oliver is having a real hard time with his son in a situation that I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but it is difficult. Mabel is going through a lot of shit because she, in her mind, for at least a large chunk of the show, she isn't sure if she didn't kill her or not. She thinks she didn't kill her, but she's like, I don't know. I mean, I could have blacked out. Like, it was like, what you would do if someone just dropped dead in front of you. You might have a blackout moment for a second like that. And she's like, I don't know. Maybe I did. She was like, maybe I did. Maybe she came out of nowhere, startled me, and I stabbed her ass. She's like, I really don't know. It could have happened. And the mystery kind of unfolds. New characters are introduced. Tina Fey comes into it, because Tina Fey in this show plays this, like, really big time murder podcaster, the one who inspired all three of them to want to do this in the first place. And for a long time throughout the show, she's an adversary. It's very strange, the timing of when she showed up. And the show does an amazing job of having red herrings and things that make you go one way or the other way. It does the beautiful thing that murder mysteries do, where sometimes things aren't connected. Sometimes things happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole bit about a painting in Bunny's room that, like, you think it could be connected. Like I say, there are many dots. There are many logical red herrings that end up being, like I say. So, like, I don't know. You might not be able to guess what's happening until the end. I wasn't able to figure out who killed Bunny, the whole 9 yards. I wasn't able to figure that out until, like, maybe... I wasn't able to figure out who killed Bunny until maybe about the second to last episode. I was like, okay, I think I know who. Because up to that point, like I say, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of character growth. There's a lot of character building, particularly for Steve Martin's character. Like I say, for Steve Martin's character Charles, like there was particularly a lot of building, and we got to meet his stepdaughter. Like, because in the first season, they were like, the reason that Charles is all gloomy and loomy and like he doesn't even try to date or anything is because of because he got married once, and like this nasty woman. Clearly, she was a nasty woman. Like, he had this amazing relationship with this woman he married's daughter, and they were like real father and sons, and like father and daughter, and they had this real connection. And it was almost like the way he framed it is like the mom was upset about his connection with her daughter. Like, the mom's upset that the daughter that he loves, that he cares about the daughter, and that the daughter cares about him, and that they're having, because she's like, well, I want what you guys have, and if I can't get that, then you can't have it. So then she divorced him, took the daughter, and went away, which is nuts. And in the last season, he messaged her because he found her number, Facebook or whatnot, messaged her, and they were texting each other. And she shows up in this episode. And there's an amazing, amazing emotional moment with those two. And the show tends to do that. This is a show that is, it's a comedy for a lot. It's mostly a comedy. It's mostly a murder mystery comedy. But when it gets serious, it can be very heartfelt and very heartbreaking. There's a moment, not only that moment with him and his stepdaughter, but Oliver with him and his son, and Mabel, you know, just trying to move past it. Like, there's some very emotional moments in this show. And that one in particular was very heartwarming. And, you know, and like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone else who hasn't seen season 2, but I think season 2 is an improvement. I think it's slightly better than season 1. They got the whole murder mystery thing down. The dynamic between all the characters is working. I can't wait for season 3, because season 3 is outside of the building. So I can't wait to see what that looks like, because the show's called Only Murders in the Building, which makes me go, whoa, what the fuck? Season 3, spoiler alert, revolves around the death of Paul Rudd, which I can't wait to see that. I was like, when I saw Paul Rudd was gonna be in season 3, I was excited as hell, man. Cara Delevingne's in this too. She's not bad, you know. Is it bad that I saw Cara Delevingne? Like, I don't trust anyone with a British accent. I'm sorry, I don't. If you got a British accent, I don't trust you initially, okay? Just blame Hollywood, blame movies, but I don't trust nobody with a goddamn British accent, okay? So I didn't trust her from the day she came on the fucking scene in the show, man. I'm telling you. But either way, I loved it. I had a great time with it. It was funny. It took me a while to get around to it, but once I started watching it, I was like, next. I give Only Murders in the Building season 2 a 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite shows going right now. It saddens me that it doesn't get the notoriety that it deserves, because it is really fucking good, people. It is really fucking good. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez form an unusual but amazing trio. Anyways, thank you guys again for joining my Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.